The summer we found the forgotten island. Part 1. The map that changed everything. Some summers disappear like footprints in the sand, but others stay with you forever. The summer I turned 17, my parents decided I should spend my vacation with grandpa in a quiet seaside town. I wasn't happy about it. There was barely any internet, no shopping malls, and nothing exciting seemed to happen. Every evening the streets became silent except for the sound of waves crashing against the cliffs. I counted the days, convinced it would be the most boring summer of my life, but I had no idea that this sleepy little town was hiding a secret no one had spoken about for decades. On my third day, Grandpa asked me to help clean the dusty attic. While moving old boxes, I found a small wooden chest tucked away beneath a faded blanket. Inside was an old leather diary tied with a blue ribbon. As I carefully opened it, a folded map slipped onto the floor. It looked ancient, with faded ink and strange symbols drawn around the edges. Across the top, written in neat handwriting, were the words, "Some places are only found by those who still believe in wonder." My heart raced with excitement. "Grandpa, what is this?" I asked. The moment he saw the map, his smile disappeared. He quietly took it away from my hands and whispered, "I thought I'd gotten rid of this years ago." When I asked what it meant, he simply shook his head. "Some memories are meant to stay buried. Promise me you won't go looking for whatever this map is hiding." He placed the diary back into the chest and walked away without another word. But instead of making me forget the map, his reaction only made me more curious. The next morning, while Grandpa was still sleeping, I quietly slipped the map into my backpack and headed toward the beach. As I sat on the rocks trying to understand the strange symbols, I heard someone behind me. "You shouldn't have brought that here." I turned around to see a girl about my age, standing barefoot on the sand. She had a camera hanging around her neck and wind blowing through her dark hair. There was something calm yet mysterious about her. "You know this map?" I asked. She nodded. "My grandmother used to tell me stories about it when I was little." Adam introduced himself. The girl smiled politely. "I'm Lily," she sat beside him and pointed toward the endless sea. "There's an island beyond that fog," she said quietly. Adam laughed. "There's no island. I have checked online." Lily looked at him without smiling. "That's because it doesn't appear on any map. It only appears once every summer and only to the people it's waiting for." Before Adam could answer, the wind suddenly became colder. Thick white fog slowly rolled across the sea, swallowing the horizon. Just then they heard the soft cracking of wood against the waves. Out of the fog appeared a small old boat drifting toward the shore. There was no engine, no oars moving, and no one inside. A single lantern hanging from the front glowed with a warm golden light. Even though it was broad daylight, the boat gently stopped in front of them, as if someone had invited them aboard. Adam looked at Lily. She looked back at him, equally nervous. Then she whispered, "I think it's waiting for us." Part 2. The Island That Remembered Our Names. Adam and Lily stood silently on the shore as the empty boat rocked gently in the waves. Neither of them understood why it had come, but deep inside, both felt that turning back would mean wondering about this moment for the rest of their lives. Adam took a deep breath and stepped into the boat first. "If this is a bad idea," he said with a nervous smile, "at least it will be an unforgettable one." Lily laughed softly and climbed aboard beside him. The instant they both sat down, the boat began moving on its own. There were no oars, no engine, and no one steering it. It glided silently across the water, disappearing into the thick white fog. Minutes passed in complete silence. Adam reached for his phone, hoping to record the journey, but there was no signal, and even the clock had stopped. It was as if time itself had frozen. The only sound was the gentle splash of waves against the wooden boat and the distant cry of seagulls that seemed to come from nowhere. Suddenly, the fog began to lift. Before them stood the most beautiful island Adam had ever seen. Crystal clear waterfalls flowed down green cliffs covered in colorful wildflowers, while ancient stone ruins peeked through the trees, butterflies floating through the air, and the sea sparkled like glass under the afternoon sun. It looked untouched by the modern world, as though time had forgotten it completely. As they stepped onto the soft white sand, Adam noticed a weathered wooden sign almost hidden beneath vines. He brushed away the leaves and read the faded words carved into "Welcome back." He frowned and looked at Lily. "Back? We have never been here before." Lily stared at the sign, equally confused. "Then why does it know us?" As they explored deeper into the island, they discovered old stone pathways leading toward the center of the forest. Everything felt strangely familiar, even though neither of them had ever visited the island before. Adam suddenly stopped in front of a giant oak tree. Carved into its trunk were two names, Adam and Lily, surrounded by a small heart. His face turned pale. This isn't possible. Lily slowly traced the carving with her fingers. It looked decades old, not something recently made. "How can our names already be here?" she whispered before Adam could answer. A warm breeze swept through the trees, carrying the faint sound of children's laughter. They looked around, but there was no one there. Following the sound, they reached an old lighthouse standing at the highest point of the island. Its door slowly cracked open by itself. Inside, the walls were covered with hundreds of photographs, families laughing, children running along the beach, friends sitting around campfires, and couples watching sunsets together. Adam noticed something strange. Every photograph showed moments of pure happiness, yet none of the people had names written beneath them. As he stepped closer, one photograph caught his attention. It showed a young man standing beside the same lighthouse, and the young man looked exactly like his grandfather. Adam's heart began racing. Just beneath the frame lay an old leather diary with his family's initials engraved on the cover. As he reached for it, a deep horn echoed across the island. The peaceful birds suddenly flew into the sky, and the sea, that had been calm only moments before, became rough and violent. Lily looked toward the horizon, her voice trembling. "Adam," she whispered, "we're not alone anymore." Far out beyond the waves, a dark shadow slowly emerged from the fog, moving silently towards the island. It's the end of part 2. Some places don't just keep secrets, they wait for the right people to uncover them. Part 3. The memory worth coming back for. Adam and Lily stood frozen as the dark shadow drew closer across the water. The peaceful island suddenly felt different. The wind grew stronger, the trees swayed violently, and the lighthouse door slammed shut behind them. Adam's hand trembled as he picked up the old leather diary. On the very first page, written in his grandfather's handwriting, were the words, "If you are reading this, the island has chosen you, just as it once chosen me. Don't be afraid, it doesn't trap people. It gives them something they have forgotten." Adam looked at Lily in confusion. Before either of them could say another word, a soft golden light filled the lighthouse. One by one, the photographs hanging on the walls began to glow. The people inside them laughed, waved, and moved as if the picture had come to life. Suddenly, Adam saw himself as a little boy running barefoot on a beach while his grandfather chased him with a kite. He had completely forgotten that day. Yet every laugh, every smile, and every feeling rushed back into his heart. Tears filled his eyes as he realized life hadn't stolen those memories. They had simply been buried beneath years of growing up. Lily quietly walked to another photograph. She gasped as she saw herself sitting beside her grandmother, learning how to make paper boats during a summer storm. She remembered how her grandmother used to tell her, "The happiest memories are like stars. You can't always see them, but they're always there." Lily smiled through her tears. "I forgot this day," she whispered. I thought I had forgotten her voice forever. Adam gently held her hand, and for a moment neither of them spoke. They didn't need to. They had both found something they never knew they had ever lost. Outside, the dark shadow finally reached the shore. To their surprise, it wasn't a monster or a ghost. It was the same old empty boat that had brought them there, waiting silently to take them home. The keeper of the island, an elderly man with kind eyes, appeared beside them and smiled. "The island never keeps anyone," he said softly. "It simply reminds people of what truly matters before sending them back." He handed Adam the leather diary. "Take this to your grandfather. He left part of his happiest summer here many years ago." As the boat carried them back through the fog, the island slowly disappeared behind them, as if it had never existed at all. When Adam reached Grandpa's house, he placed the diary on the table without saying a word. Grandpa opened it, and as he saw the old photographs tucked inside, tears quietly rolled down his face. He smiled at Adam and whispered, "I spent my whole life thinking I had lost the best summer of my life, but today you brought it back to me." That evening, the three of them sat on the beach watching the sunset. Adam looked toward the sea one last time, but the island was gone, only endless waves stretched across the horizon. Years later, people would ask Adam why that summer had changed him so much. He would simply smile and say, "Because I learned that the greatest treasure isn't a hidden island. It's the memories we almost forget and the people we never want to lose." So, this is the end of this story. Thank you for watching. The lesson from story is some places exist only once in your life, not to change where you're going, but to remind you of who you are.